Steve Magnante here at High Octane Classics in Auburn, Massachusetts with a 69 Chevelle SS 396. If you were driving a Plymouth Roadrunner or a Dodge Super Bee or a Torino 390 back in 69, if you saw this in your rearview mirror, well, you better hope you had enough power, because these things were big block powered. No small blocks in the Super Sport line in 1969 for Chevelle. Has the correct hood with the double hump power bulges, just a classic, timeless design. And these do actually work. These admit air into the cowl plenum for appreciation and enjoyment by the passengers. They don't feed the engine, but they do feed the cowl and the interior of the car. Of course, 1970 would bring us the cowl induction setup, which would feed the engine. But here, this classic hood identifies this as a Super Sport. Let's pop the hood and see what's underneath. Yeah, rebuilt big block Chevrolet. Iron heads, and this one has an Edelbrock Performer intake, dual plane, painted orange, but it is aluminum, so it's nice and light, also adds some power. Carburation underneath this AC 14-inch open element air cleaner, a GM classic design, a Brawler 4-barrel carburetor, good piece right there, probably about a 700 CFM. The HEI ignition, of course, stands for High Energy Ignition System, arrived in the mid-70s, does away with points. And all kinds of tuning issues are no longer there, which is wonderful stuff. Headers in place, a chrome-plated alternator, aluminum water pump. And this car does have power steering and power front disc brakes. And it was originally born as a C60 air conditioning car. The equipment is still here. The compressor is all provided with the car. That said, not everybody really needs or wants the air conditioning equipment, but it's good to know that it's here in the event that the buyer should want to maybe reinstall it. Speaking of keeping cool, this does have an aftermarket aluminum cross-flow radiator. Same configuration as the stocker, but with better cooling capacity. So it's good to know that if you hit the cruise scene or just driving around any old place, it won't overheat, it'll stay nice and cool, and so will you. Front disc brakes, seen here, power. 15-inch rally type wheels on this one. 14s would have been factory, but hey, I'll take an aftermarket BF Goodrich upgrade tire any day. Much better handling. Of course, the SS 396 Bragg logos on the side of the car. And in 1969, that was instant street credibility. Inside, got the mighty 4-speed transmission. The Muncie aluminum case. Bucket seat interior. Now keep in mind that you paid extra for buckets in 1969 in your Super Sport. Bench was standard, but this one does have the optional buckets. The center console, however, is not present here, and that's kind of okay. Still have the muscular 4-speed with the factory boot down low. AM/FM radio, gotta love that factory tachometer. And again, this is an air-conditioned car, and the dashboard does have the appropriate outlets. So in the event you ever want to bring it back to AC status, it's easily done. The dash is ready for it. Beautifully done quarter panels, and something that kind of hides in plain sight is the gray powder-coated frame rail. The entire frame of this car, it has been body offed. In other words, the body and frame have been separated. The frame was powder-coated in a sort of a hammer tone gray. Very sanitary, best appreciated from underneath, but it speaks to the quality of this car from the bottom to the top. It's really, really well done. The back of the car is looking great with the SS 396 blacked out cove, that mighty emblem right there that told the world, don't mess, buddy. And of course, the dual exhaust tips, which were an option on the Super Sport in 69. Let's open the trunk and see what goodies await. Okay, it's good to see this. Probably a replacement trunk floor, not sure, but it is steel, it's well installed, and if it's the original item, hey, looking good. Zolatone paint in place, nice detailing on the hinges, and nice presentation. No pop rivets, no Bondo, none of that stuff. It's a good, solid example of a 1969 Chevelle SS 396. Now keep in mind that High Octane Classics does provide financing with as little as 10% down, and they're happy to deliver cars to your school, your church, your place of work, whatever you want. They'll deliver the car, and they do consider trades. Pretty much late models, classics, it will be considered if it has wheels or wings in some cases. And High Octane Classics has been in business for going on 12 years, and they're always looking looking to buy more vehicles. So if you have 1 or 50 to sell, give them a call at 508-859-4515. And, well, if you think maybe you want to join the High Octane Classics team, High Octane Classics is looking for sales and tech people. So again, if you want to make your dreams become your work, well, you might want to give them a call here at High Octane Classics. And to learn more about this 1969 SS396 Chevelle, check it out on the High Octane Classics website.